Hey there, this is David Lyon, founder of Evolving Man. So this video will be about embodied creators follow their wound. Now, if you haven't seen my video from earlier this week about embodied creators, check it out. It's going to help you understand this video. So one thing that I'm realizing more and more is that embodied creators, one thing they really care about is that whatever they do in the world, whatever outside action that they're taking is connected to their inner lives, so that these are not two separate things like, well, this is going on in my inside life, but whatever I'm doing outside, like the people I interact with and the work that I do and the things I go to, they have nothing to do with my inner life. That feels really incongruent for embodied creators. So what they look for is, how can I express what is going on inside of myself, all the processes, all the challenges, all the emotions and so on? How can I find a way to use the energy that is in there and show up in the world? And then also, how can I integrate the experiences that I have in the outside world so that it actually nourishes my inner process? And so one essential piece for me in this is that we are all wounded on some level. We all have places where we were hurt, where we didn't get the support we needed, where basically our environment did not show up in the way that we needed in order to stay fully intact on some level. And so I'm not saying it's wrong that we're wounded. I think there's also deep wisdom in it, but it's also important to acknowledge, like, yeah, it's a wound. We were hurt. And I would not be sitting here right now doing these videos if I would not have at some point decided to follow my wound. And obviously it's kind of oversimplified to say it's one wound. We probably all are wounded in several places. But for the sake of this video, let me talk about the wound and my wound. And so what I mean by that in my personal story is a deep disconnect from men in my life. So up until I was 22, 23, I did not have close male friends. Like, of course, I had men I was relating to in my life, but there was barely any vulnerability. I was not showing up authentically. There were never the friendships where I got emotional support. Like, all of that happened with women. And I thought I was the only one who was experiencing that as a man. And when I quit university and started kind of on this path of being an embodied creator, of showing up online and sharing my thoughts and ideas, I connected to other men who were also more of on an inner path and realized, whoa, this is not just me. This is a huge thing that so many men feel like, you know, there's no depth and meaning in their relationships to other men. So I was like, whoa, maybe that's not just me. Maybe there's something deeper in that. And I started tracking down my own wound. I started exploring it more with the understanding in the back of my mind that this is not just David's story with men. This is a story that many men have with other men. Okay, and so I started diving into it. And the more that I started exploring myself in that place, the more the insights that I shared actually helped other men who were facing similar struggles. And so that's the genius of following your inner wound, or following your wound, is that it's not just your wound. Chances are that there are many people who have the same wounding as you do, because there's always a collective dimension in it as well. And the more that you explore your own wound, the more that you learn to heal it, not in a sense of it's going to go away, it's always going to be there, but it's going to find its place. There's going to be some sense of like peace and resolution, which doesn't mean it's going to go away. But the more that you do that, the more you will be able to share from a place of wisdom and healing, that other people will be like, how do you know this? Like, did you just crawl into my mind to understand what I'm facing? And I would be like, no, I'm just exploring myself, and we're quite similar to each other. So this is the concept of following your wound in order to be able to help other people who have a similar wound. All right. So if this resonates, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments your wound, one that you're exploring right now, and what a potential benefit might be from you exploring it. Like, how might you be able to support other people by exploring your own wound? So let me know in the comments. I look forward to hearing from you. Sending you much love, and keep evolving. Bye.